Hello everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Calypso Cigar Review Quickie. I'm your host Brandon Luna, and today I'll be reviewing a cigar that was given to me by a friend of mine over at Stogie Friends named Paul Patel. It's the La Aurora Preferido Ecuador. Now what Paul Patel did is, and he's a very generous guy, what Paul Patel did was he actually posted something on Stogie Friends that said, hey, who wants to do cigar reviews? People put their names on a list, and next thing you know, you're getting cigars in the mail to review. It's a great way to get content on the site, and just a fantastic way to share cigars with your friends. Paul Patel, straight up guy, thanks a lot. I have not had this particular cigar, but I'm very much looking forward to it. The wrapper on this is a sun-grown Ecuadorian Sumatra. The size on it is 5x54, and it is a perfecto roll, which is very hard to roll. From what I understand, these are aged in oak barrels and then aged again for 12 months. So it's got some age on it, which is great. I love the La Aurora cigars. All the ones that I've had I've been very happy with. I'm looking forward to this one. The binder and filler on this is the Piloto, Cubano, Nicaraguan, and Brazilian Bahia. All right, so before I actually light the cigar, I wanted to give you an update on the cold draw. I did cut it, and the cold draw is a little spicy with a little wood, like kind of a cedary woodness to it. Maybe I guess it could be oak wood, oak wood barrel. It's got a lot of flavor in the cold draw, so I'm looking forward to lighting this baby up. If you didn't notice, I'm not in my backyard and I'm not at the Calypso today, so where the heck am I? I'm at a great place called Tap Inn Grill and Pub in Grapevine, Texas. This is actually a bar and grill. You can eat here, you can have a drink here, and you can smoke here. What? Are you kidding me? A place that still allows you to do that? That's awesome. Thank you, Grapevine. God bless you, and God bless America. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a light, let you know what I think after the first third. All right, so I'm about to the end of the first third, the La Aurora Preferido number 2, the Ecuador, and so far, darn tasty. It is, I would say, classified as medium-bodied. It's got a lot of flavor to it, very oaky at the start, very woodsy. I'm going to call it oak because it is aged in oak. It doesn't have that sweetness that cedar usually has, so I'm going to say oak. That's the wood note that I'm going to go ahead and give it. Also, there's a bit of spice to it. It's not like a white pepper or a black pepper, but it's more of a baker spice. And when you talk about baker spice, it could be cinnamon, it could be whatever. I'm going to call it nutmeg because it reminds me of nutmeg. Now, the retrohale is very light on this. It's almost non-existent once you're done with it. There's a lot of flavor through the retrohale. You get a lot of spice, but it doesn't linger. The spice goes like that. And then you're left with a very nutty flavor on the retrohale. It's like a very clean nut. It's not, I guess it's like almonds, I would say. So very flavorful in the first third. The burn's a little wonky, but I am sitting under a fan, so I'm going to turn the cigar and see if the burn catches up. I think it will. I don't think I'm going to have to touch it up. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little break, and I'll give you an update on the second third of the La Aurora Preferido number 2. All right, so I'm about at the end of the second third of the La Aurora Preferido number 2, and it's changed up on me a little bit. The ash held on for most of the first third. I think it actually made it through the first third. Right at the start of the second third, it dropped off. I'm going to say maybe the ceiling fan had something to do with that. As far as the flavors are concerned, the spice has ramped up a little bit. It went from that baker spice to more of a black pepper spice, but it's not overbearing black pepper. You can still retrohale it pretty easy. On the retrohale, it's all kinds of almonds, just lots of nuts on the retrohale. But on the mouthfeel of the cigar, coffees kind of come into play. It's like a light, kind of a morning coffee, along with some creaminess on the cigar. So it's like a creamed coffee at this point. Very, very flavorful. I'm really looking forward to that last third. I have a feeling that the spice will probably pick up, but who knows? You never know where a cigar is going to take you. So I'm going to come back for the end of the last third and my final words on the La Aurora Preferido number 2, Ecuador. All right, so I'm at the end of the last third of the La Aurora Preferido number 2, and since it is a perfecto, it's starting to get a little warm at the end. That's expected. As far as the flavors on the last third, it did kick up a little bit in the spice realm. Still black pepper spice, but it's still pretty easy on the retrohale. It's just more of a spice on the mouthfeel. As far as the flavor, that oakiness came back that was kind of really missing in the second third. Came back in full force, so you've got a very woodsy, spicy last third. That coffee's still present. The creaminess is kind of dissipated, and it's more of a spicy coffee at this point with an oaky side note. The ash held on pretty darn good this time, and I'm pretty much at the finger burning stage, but I'm going to take it to the end. I do want to thank Paul Patel for shipping it out to me for the review for Stogie Friends. And definitely go to Stogie Friends and check out all the great reviews in the forum in general. It's a great forum with lots of great people on it, lots of great information, and you can have a blast there. It's great because it's not only about cigars, but they have stuff on there like, funny pictures and lots of jokes, and you can buy and trade stuff with people. It's just a great site. It really is my favorite cigar forum to go to, and if you haven't checked it out, definitely check out Stogie Friends. So big thanks to Paul Patel again and Stogie Friends, and big thanks out to Tap In Grill and Bar for letting me do the review here. It's so great to go out somewhere and actually smoke a cigar instead of doing it just in your backyard, and to do it in an actual place where you can get a sandwich and get some beers. That's freaking awesome. I'm just happy to find this place over in Grapevine. So always check us out on the regular podcast that we do, the full-length podcast. You can get it on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spreaker, Podomatic, Stitcher. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter, so go over there and like us and give us those reviews. Just makes people easier to find us. So as always, it's been great smoking with you.